coming at you every week with this food for thought. Hope you ready to eat. With everything going on in this nation, we need some information, and that's why SOT need to be stationed in your rotation. With real talking, real topics, real people, real problems. Think we need some help to solve them, and leave it up to Colin and the Donovan. Cause that's what's that? Oh, let's get ready. Welcome to the SOT of the streets, coming at you every week with this food for thought. Hope you ready to eat. With everything going on in this nation, we need some information, and that's why SOT need to be stationed in your rotation. With real talking, real topics, real people, real problems. Think we need some help to solve them, and leave it up to Colin and the Donovan. Cause that's what's that? Oh, let's get ready. Welcome to the SOT of the streets, coming at you every week with this food for thought. Hope you ready to eat. With everything going on in this nation, we need some information, and that's why SOT need to be stationed in your rotation. With real talking, real topics, real people, real problems. Think we need some help to solve them, and leave it up to Colin and the Donovan. Cause that's what's that? Oh, let's get ready. Welcome to the SOT of the streets, coming at you every week with this food for thought. Hope you ready to eat. With everything going on in this nation, we need some information, and that's why SOT need to be stationed in your rotation. With real talking, real topics, real people, real problems. Think we need some help to solve them, and leave it up to Colin and the Donovan. Cause that's what's that? Oh, let's get ready. Welcome to the SOT of the streets, coming at you every week with this food for thought. Hope you ready to eat. With everything going on in this nation, we need some information, and that's why SOT need to be stationed in your rotation. With real talking, real topics, real people, real problems. Think we need some help to solve them, and leave it up to Colin and the Donovan. Cause that's what's that? Oh, let's get ready. salt of the streets, coming at you every week with this food for thought. Hope you ready to eat. With everything going on in this nation, we need some information, and that's why salt need to be stationed in your rotation. With real talking, real topics, real people, real problems. Think we need some help to solve them, and leave it up to Colin and the Donovan, cause that's what's that? Oh, let's get ready.
We're back to SOTS Preshow podcast. Social and political commentary. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, right? That's always and forever. That's right.
Salt of the streets.
Another fantastic episode. Everyday Normal Person's podcast.
Salt of the streets.
Upper left or the upper left? Just upper left.
Welcome to the salt of the streets, coming at you every week with this food for thought. Hope you ready to eat. With everything going on in this nation, we need some information, and that's why salt need to be stationed in your rotation. With real talking, real topics, real people, real problems. Think we need some help to solve them, and leave it up to Colin and the Donovan, cause that's what's that? Oh, let's get ready.
We're back to SOTS Preshow podcast. Social and political commentary. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, right? That's always and forever. That's right.
Salt of the streets.
Another fantastic episode. Everyday Normal Person's podcast.
Salt of the streets.
Upper left or the upper left? Just upper left.
Welcome to the salt of the streets, coming at you every week with this food for thought. Hope you ready to eat. With everything going on in this nation, we need some information, and that's why salt need to be stationed in your rotation. With real talking, real topics, real people, real problems. Think we need some help to solve them, and leave it up to Colin and the Donovan, cause that's what's that? Oh, let's get ready.
We're back to SOTS Preshow podcast. Social and political commentary. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, right? That's always and forever. That's right.
Salt of the streets.
Another fantastic episode. Everyday Normal Person's podcast.
Salt of the streets.
Upper left or the upper left? Just upper left.
Welcome to the salt of the streets, coming at you every week with this food for thought. Hope you ready to eat. With everything going on in this nation, we need some information, and that's why salt need to be stationed in your rotation. With real talking, real topics, real people, real problems. Think we need some help to solve them, and leave it up to Colin and the Donovan, cause that's what's that? Oh, let's get ready.
We're back to SOTS Preshow podcast. Social and political commentary. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, right? That's always and forever. That's right.
Salt of the streets.
Another fantastic episode. Everyday Normal Person's podcast.
Salt of the streets.
Upper left or the upper left? Just upper left.
Welcome to the salt of the streets, coming at you every week with this food for thought. Hope you ready to eat. With everything going on in this nation, we need some information, and that's why salt need to be stationed in your rotation. With real talking, real topics, real people, real problems. Think we need some help to solve them, and leave it up to Colin and the Donovan, cause that's what's that? Oh, let's get ready. salt of the streets, coming at you every week with this food for thought. Hope you ready to eat. With everything going on in this nation, we need some information, and that's why salt need to be stationed in your rotation. With real talking, real topics, real people, real problems. Think we need some help to solve them, and leave it up to Colin and the Donovan. Cause that's what's that? Let's get ready.
And we're back to SOTS Preshow. Social and political commentary. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, right? That's always and forever. That's right.
Salt of the streets.
Another fantastic episode. Everyday Normal Person's Podcast.
Salt of the streets.
Upper left or the upper left? Just upper left.
Welcome to the salt of the streets, coming at you every week with this food for thought. Hope you ready to eat. With everything going on in this nation, we need some information, and that's why salt need to be stationed in your rotation. With real talking, real topics, real people, real problems. Think we need some help to solve them, and leave it up to Colin and the Donovan. Cause that's what's that? Let's get ready.
And we're back to SOTS Preshow. Social and political commentary. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, right? That's always and forever. That's right.
Salt of the streets.
Another fantastic episode. Everyday Normal Person's Podcast.
Salt of the streets.
Upper left or the upper left? Just upper left.
Welcome to the salt of the streets, coming at you every week with this food for thought. Hope you ready to eat. With everything going on in this nation, we need some information, and that's why salt need to be stationed in your rotation. With real talking, real topics, real people, real problems. Think we need some help to solve them, and leave it up to Colin and the Donovan. Cause that's what's that? Let's get ready.
And we're back to SOTS Preshow. Social and political commentary. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, right? That's always and forever. That's right.
It's me. Okay,
Boom.
we're live. We're
Microphone's
out here.
on.
Thank you very much for joining us. Salt of the Streets pre-show 107. My name
After
is Donovan. Yeah, After Dark.
I'm Colin.
And we are here. Here, I'll come. There we go.
Oh, sweet.
There we are. There we are. That feels better, too. I
Does.
felt like I was far away. So, okay. This feels better. We are here. Thank you again for joining us. What did I say? 107?
Yeah,
It's
man.
Friday. Everything's a little bit different today.
It is.
The Friday shows are always a little bit different. There was a little bit more chill. Not that it's very tense around here as it is, but it's going to be a good day. Colin and I have some BSB shots going. You think we
Oh,
want to do these
man.
right now? Should
I mean,
we
it sounds like a pre-show.
shout out
situation.
local distillery here,
Mm.
Heritage. We'll do a
They used to
couple
be
of
so
shout-outs.
small time,
Yes.
but now
they're everywhere.
They're
now,
everywhere
all
now.
over the
I
place.
found their stuff when we were in Jersey last year. I found a
really.
bottle of their vodka, I believe. It was legit. So,
Nationwide.
shout out Heritage Distilling.
Love it.
Cheers, buddy. Oh, and brown sugar
God damn it,
bourbon
it's good.
goes down so smooth. That's how you know it's Friday up in here.
Yes. A couple more shout outs just because we love them.
Indeed.
Shout out to Swell Blended Paul with his beautiful haircut here. Look at this shit.
You look.
I mean-
You deserve a close
Come
up.
on.
Look at that.
Look at this.
We'll get this
That
mic
is-
slightly adjusted here.
It's been weeks
week?
since
2
I got
weeks?
my haircut. It's been at least 2 weeks since I got my haircut.
I think it
On
would be
point.
2 weeks as of today, because you
Look
went
at
on
them.
Friday, right?
The swoop, bro. it's hard. So
Swell blended.
shout out Swell Blended. If you live in Kitsap and you're not getting your haircut by Paul, you are fucking up. I've said that before. Also, shout out to Location Skate Shop. This is going to be a week today, 2 weeks today.
Oh,
They've
yeah.
been open. It's the same
Micaiah
deal.
posted a really dope picture of him over at the
Yes.
local skate shop.
Yes. They have some excellent things going on there. Yeah, they're getting new merch all the time from different companies, different skate companies. They have new boards. They got new clothing. Go there, buy some stuff. Skate out front. Ryan's a great guy. When they have
Ryan's the owner, the
Yes.
proprietor.
Yeah, Ryan is one of the owners. I believe he's a co-owner. He may be the primary owner. I don't know. I know that he's an owner there. Yeah, and I've gone to school with him since junior high.
Oh, that's
So,
wild.
Yeah, so shout out to Ryan.
That's how you know you're getting older. It's when all these people you
yes.
know are like starting companies
Yes,
and like doing
legitimate
things.
companies where they have storefronts and like they're where I'm like, oh shit, like
Old school.
yeah. So I've already talked to him the day they opened. We're shooting back and forth on the DMs. So when they get more location merch in, I'm gonna go down there with some SOTS Streets merch.
Oh,
We'll do
hard,
some
yeah.
jersey swaps. So we're gonna take some pictures, do some stuff. It's gonna be good, dude. So,
Swapping
exactly.
jerseys.
It's gonna be a whole thing. So I can already. Dax was a huge fan of the skateboarding when they were down there. He got on board a
Yeah.
little bit. I can already see that that's going to be where we go to purchase this first board. Have
Oh,
one
heck
built
yeah.
there for him, and then we'll go on. So
That'd be sweet. Did you notice like do they have completed skateboard packages that you can buy like off the shelf?
I do not know.
'Cause I'm curious,
Yeah,
like,
I was
what does
just
it
seeing through
cost
pictures.
to
I
get
know
into
certainly
skating
you
these
can go
days?
there and build a board. They're going to have everything there that you need to build a board. So it's Location Skate Shop. Yeah. So I would not be surprised. I'm sure that you can purchase whole boards too. But yeah, they were posting different setups all week of different decks and
That's
tactics
tactics.
locations. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
Yeah, they're pretty. I mean, it's only.
I think last time
2
we just
weeks,
saw them
you
on
know, so yeah.
on their Instagram pages
it
and
could
stuff
be-
like that. But either way, super dope for them. I'm just curious what it costs to get into skating these days.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I wonder. It's been, 15, 16 years since I was skating.
It's been a long time
Yeah.
since I was on a skateboard.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, not 15 years, but a long time.
You're not old enough to be having anything happen to you 15 years ago.
I
Jeez.
probably
Young whippersnapper?
haven't been on a skateboard since Jordan and I got married. So
Oh, yeah.
6 years, you know.
Yeah, the last time I was doing anything with skating was when I lived in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
And like me and we lived in this neighborhood. It was a pretty big apartment development type thing, and like
Yeah.
different duplexes. And me and some of my buddies from the ship had skateboards. I had my old school one that I bought a long time ago, and we'd kind of like just skate around the little neighborhood and stuff. And then when we have parties, I'd host them out of my garage because my whole garage was converted into like a bar hangout area.
Yes.
It was dope.
Is that where the bar was that we
Yes.
used to record at? That was in
Yep.
that. Nice.
It was designed so that
the
I could-
history behind it, bro.
Oh,
I
it was
love it so
amazing.
much.
that was such a good bar, and now it's it's lived a good life. We'll say
Yeah.
that much. But yeah, we used to, all the kids and stuff, and all the parents would come over, and so I'd take the little kids and put them on the skateboard, and we'd hold their hands, while they skate around. And
Yes.
pretty sure I introduced a few little tykes to skateboarding.
Love it.
Good time.
Let me ask you this, because I'm gonna ask you your story. You said that you had something to
my
tell me
God,
about
I did.
an off-road Prius,
Okay.
right? Because I've seen some crazy Prius. Saw a Prius once that had a body kit on it,
Uh-huh.
and then like a dragon decal all down the side. It was weird. I've never seen anything like that. So you saw an off-roading Prius?
So I
Or
saw
what's
a
the-
Prius today. I
Okay.
got behind a Prius, and it should say something because I drive like a grandma these days, and if I get behind a Prius, you can answer that
We
situation.
both felt old today.
Right. But this guy had a bunch of like Prius off-road stickers on the back, and they had like a picture of a mountain in Washington State with a Prius going up the side of it, and I was like, I that was exactly my response. I was very
That's
perplexed,
awesome.
and I didn't know what it was about, and so I came home and immediately started looking, and this is the exact company I saw.
Oh, really?
And basically what it is, it's Prius off-road, and they do these like lift kits on Priuses. And it is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. You got, for $350, you can do these crazy things to people's Priuses.
Is a Prius four-wheel drive?
I
Will
didn't.
you Google that real quick? Let's
Yes.
see if a Prius is four-wheel drive,
So
because
we're gonna see if a Prius is four-wheel drive.
if it is,
That would make sense.
then I can see.
Yeah. Prius. That was a weird Google search. I'm glad that didn't have that on the screen. All right, is it
all-wheel drive?
All-wheel
Look,
drive.
2019 is all-wheel drive. So
Look at that. So it makes
not
sense.
the first hybrid to feature all-wheel drive. Far from it.
But
it comes out of the gate as one of the most fuel-efficient all-wheel drive vehicles in the U.S.
because that's the thing
that
about a
is-
Prius. It's not like a
That's from
pure
Forbes.
electric car, right? It's like
Right, it's a hybrid
thing.
car.
So, like, I don't know.
You can sniff your own farts.
All I'm saying, yeah, if you're sniffing your own farts in your Prius, all I'm gonna be is like, why don't you have a Tesla? Because this is like the original. Oh, look, they even offer like lift kits for Corollas.
some old school ones. Let me
Yeah.
ask you this, okay?
This is the Vibe and Matrix. Look at
This is
that.
related to what we're talking about. A few weeks ago, maybe when the American Jobs Plan first got announced,
I
right?
just can't stop. It's ridiculous. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it is ridiculous. That's
fucking
it's-
Prius.
Yeah. Well, and I just don't see.
I did
It
see
seems
some
odd to
bad
me that
ones.
there's such a demand for it that it's a whole company. Like,
Right.
these people have an entire business
selling lift kits for
excuse me,
Priuses.
specifically for Priuses. Not even like Toyota off-road, and we offer Prius things.
Right.
This is specifically Prius off-road, which I
It's so
find
weird.
very interesting.
Oh, I gotta show. This
Oh,
one.
look
this
at
one's
that.
dope.
That is
See,
savage.
that's legit. You know, even the one going through the sand dunes is all right. You know. Oh,
Wow.
Fucking America.
Okay.
Apparently.
The green Prius goes hard. That's
Yes, it does.
I
This-
will give
this
you
is
that.
The
That
masterpiece.
one goes hard.
I would not feel less of a man by owning that Prius.
Wow.
I mean, I might just if I had to pronounce the name Prius all the time,
yeah.
that would diminish me a little bit.
That's a
but-
car you name. You name it.
Yes.
So that when you're talking about it, you're talking about it by its name. you know?
Exactly. You can't
That's-
call it Prius.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. No, you name it something, and that's what.
Sorry,
That's
I totally cut you off.
no,
Totally.
no. That was worth it. So a few weeks ago, I think it was when the American Jobs Plan got announced on the Commentary podcast.
Okay.
John Podhoretz went on like a rant almost about how
does that.
regular people don't care about electric cars, and electric cars are like so expensive and like all this shit. And I was like, bro, Prius is like $30,000. Like that's
Yep.
not that. Like that's pretty good. You know, $30,000 for a fully electric car
Tesla model
is pretty
Model
fucking
3
good.
is-
Yeah, like a
not
base
bad.
model Tesla is not very expensive.
No.
You know,
I have-
certainly if you
I
get
go
all
on there
of
to
the
build
things,
it all the time.
Yeah.
Just because I'm like, yes. See, look at
If
that.
you there you go.
Boom.
30 like that's for a brand new car because that's
Yeah.
what it is a brand new car.
It's a brand new car.
That's pretty fucking good.
I
you
don't
know?
like the fact that all you can do is change the exterior, the wheels, and then I think you can change the interior from black or white. But still, it's a Tesla, bro.
Yes.
I want one, and for $34,000, it's relatively affordable.
That's pretty good.
you know?
263-mile range. Like if I'm only gonna drive that to work,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like it's 8 minutes for me to work,
Yeah.
maybe 6 miles or something like that.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying?
You'd have
It's
to
not-
charge up like, I don't know, once a month.
Yeah.
Not-
So
not
I
bad
could
at
go,
all.
you know, I could go around town if Jordan had that to like do. I don't know. Not that I'm like looking at Teslas or anything, but I just thought it was weird that he is like so against how expensive Teslas are,
It's
or like
because-
electric
yeah.
cars. When I'm like but they're not. Like they're
And
really
that's-
not.
When John Podhoretz is talking, you got to remember who he is. You know, he is the Upper West Side New Yorker. He's born. I'd be surprised if he was one of those guys that barely ever left the island of Manhattan and stuff like that. He's one of those like Marvelous Mrs. Maisel type of guys.
Yeah.
That's who he is. You know the dad in Marvelous Mrs. Maisel?
No.
Have you never seen that show?
No.
Whoa. Amazon Prime, Marvelous Mrs.
Yes.
Maisel.
Yeah.
The first 2 seasons are about. They're probably some of the greatest 2 seasons of television ever created.
Really.
Absolutely piss yourself hilarious.
Word.
Season 3 kind of got a little weird, and it just kind of dove off the end. And I don't know about season 4 anymore.
A lot of shows do that.
But the first 2 seasons, bro, are totally solid.
Word.
It's the era of comedy of like Lenny Bruce.
Okay.
When comics would get up on stage and say they'd say a couple swear words and then get arrested.
Yeah.
That was the era, and great show. Hands it cannot recommend the first 2 seasons enough. Definitely worth to watch. You'll piss yourself laughing. So anyway, sorry.
No, so I'll tell you what I have been watching because that was a perfect segue. I have been watching a show called Doom Patrol, right?
Of course you were.
Doom Patrol is actually a comic book show that started on the DC app and is now on HBO. And I heard about it from Tell 'em Steve Dave, as I do.
As you do.
But yeah, Doom Patrol, yes.
2019 series.
Fucking excellent.
Interesting.
It has Brendan Fraser in it.
Whoa!
It has 2019 Brendan Fraser in it.
The return of Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser is in the robot. So Brendan Fraser plays the robot, Cliff, right? And so it's really just his voice. There are some flashbacks and things like that. He is in the show. And he looks fucking terrible.
Of course he is.
Brendan Fraser,
bro. He did not age well.
He doesn't look like that.
No.
He definitely doesn't look like that anymore. Because he looks great in that picture.
Yeah, that's like bedazzled era Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, no, Brendan Fraser looks terrible. But Brendan Fraser's in it. There's a couple other famous people that you would recognize.
We got starring. Oh, we got all screwed up here. Brendan Fraser. We'll just use the backdoor. Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol.
I love IMDb, bro. I'm on IMDb minimum once a day.
That's really
There's
funny.
always an excuse to jump on to
Always a
IMDb.
reason.
I don't understand how it happens.
Yeah, so he plays the robot, Cliff Steele.
So we got Deanne Guerrero,
There you go.
April Bowlby,
Yeah, Deanne Guerrero, I
Matt
think
Bonner.
she was in...
Timothy Dalton.
Yes.
That's fucking James Bond, bro.
Yes. Yeah,
Dude.
Diane Guerrero was in
Alan Tudyk. Oh,
me.
Wash from Firefly.
Orange is the New Black. She was in.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, Alan Tudyk, he plays Mr. Nobody. So
And these are all like heroes.
Mr. Nobody is a bad guy, but Crazy Jane is one of 64 personalities that exist in that one girl, and they all have different powers. It's a very
Wow.
unconventional, superhero show.
3
It's,
seasons on
very
HBO
dark.
Max.
Yeah. Oh, and it's fucking good. It's fucking good, my
Ooh.
friend. Yeah,
Timothy
Brendan
Dalton,
Fraser,
bro.
Cliff Steele was a fucking race car driver. Gets into a car accident, and then it doesn't matter. Anyway,
Metal Man.
he ends up becoming a robot, and there's a lot of backstory and shit. But that happens in '96, I think. He becomes the robot. But this is set in modern day, and so all the people that live in this house together
So let me
are
ask you
from
this question
different
here.
periods in time. So the guy who has the glasses on that looks like the mummy, he was a test pilot in the 50s and was in a plane crash, and a cosmic spirit entered his body and helped him survive this plane crash.
As
and
one
so
does.
his whole body is all burnt up and shit, but he has this cosmic spirit that's inside of him that keeps him alive. Can leave whenever it wants, and he just fucking passes out. And the spirit does whatever it wants, and then comes back, and he can wake up. Yeah, it's
So
crazy.
he's basically just he's
just
a meat
vessel.
puppet.
Yeah, he's just
Yeah.
a vessel for this spirit. Yeah,
The meat vehicle.
it's a great show.
That's
it's an
dope.
absolutely fantastic show.
I'm seeing a lot of imagery of that brings up Wizard of Oz. Is that just in the cover
and
there?
I have no idea. That little girl in the front, I've not been introduced to her yet. That's got to be a
Okay.
season 2 thing. But yeah, there's
Interesting.
20 episodes in the first season, so
Oh,
it's pretty lengthy, and I'm only
snap.
halfway through it, I think, because they're full hour-long episodes, 50 minutes or whatever. So it's a great show. I'm a
That's
huge
dope.
fan. Yeah, huge fan.
I started watching the actual show Demon Slayer since we went and saw that last.
You went and saw the
went and saw
movie
it
in
on Sunday.
theaters. Yes.
Oh yeah, and we haven't talked since then. I need
Right.
to
And
recount
it
my
was
theater
a-
experience.
It was a Fathom event, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It was a Fathom event.
Because I remember we weren't sure about that last time you were here.
But I mean it, and I don't want to say it was a packed house, but I mean it was a matinee show on Sunday.
It was
They had matinees.
unsafely populated
It was
for Corona.
highly unsafe. So it was
Unregulated.
It was at the dope AMC theater in Silverdale there, where they
Okay.
have the leather
The lean-back
recliners.
seats. Yeah,
And
yeah.
I may or may not have dozed off at one point for about 5 seconds because I was just so comfortable.
Jordan doesn't like getting that comfortable around other people. That's why she
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
like it. It's because it's it's almost submissive. You lay back and
It is.
you want to fall asleep, and
I'm
she
just
doesn't
accepting.
like being that.
Yep.
And I can feel that.
I
you
could
know?
totally feel that.
I like to be aware of what's going on, and I'm
Mhm.
an old man too, where if I lay down, I am probably gonna fall asleep if I'm not super captivated. And even then, if the movie's 2 hours, I might fall asleep at that.
Yeah, right.
I might fall
Action
asleep at that
pack
just
scene,
because.
you're like, how is this
You're like,
happening?
done.
Look like Ted Cruz during the address.
Yes,
Oh, did you catch that by the
I
way?
watched it today.
Okay. There was that one point where they cut to Ted Cruz, dude, and he looked, and I think I retweeted this. Somebody had said Ted Cruz looked like he ate too many edibles, because he was
Yeah.
just his
Yes.
eyes were so glassy, and he was just struggling to try to stay awake. And,
Yes.
And it was just not happening.
Just as a side, because Colin mentioned it today, we are going to be discussing the joint
Indeed.
address to Congress. We are also going to be discussing as a listener request topic. I love it.
Woo!
The currently happening audit of the 2020 election in Arizona.
Which is
So
weird.
it's very weird. The whole
Very
thing is really
strange.
weird. So we are going to be talking about that. We are going to be talking about court packing / court expansion. Excuse me, because I've been asked 3 times about that since the last time we recorded. We are also going to be talking about DC statehood and what that would look like, the implications, things like that.
And why, if you don't support it, you're racist.
Yeah. So it's going to be a good show. The NFL draft started yesterday, so
Oh,
we can
snap.
we can go over some of the first round. I haven't looked at it yet because I came home yesterday and I was like, oh shit, the draft is today.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I'm pretty sure the Seahawks didn't have a first round pick, so I didn't have like a, oh my
Yeah,
God,
'cause
I
they
have
would
to
have
see
had
what
to, like,
happened. We traded
make a
away for
trade or
Jamal
something,
Adams.
right?
We traded away for Jamal Adams, so I'm pretty sure we didn't get one yet because I don't remember us trading to receive a first pick since
Yeah.
then. But I could be wrong. We will learn together.
Yes.
So, but I was happy to hear the draft was happening because like, damn, that means that it's like almost it's almost game time. Like it's
TikTok,
around the corner.
Let's do it.
We're at the end of April now, so it's a good time. Yesterday
We got to
was-
get our shit together about our new league.
Yes,
at
yeah,
some
no, I
point
know. I
soon.
finally need to text people and see.
Yeah, I need to get on the horn too.
Get
I
the
got to
jam.
pull my weight in that
Yeah.
situation.
So it's gonna be a great time. Doom Patrol. You watched.
Yeah. So I went to
Demon
the
Slayer.
theater.
That's what it was, and you
So
saw.
first
Demon
of all, let
Slayer.
me remark on the Demon Slayer, right?
Yes.
Or the whole concept of returning to the theaters.
Okay.
And I meant to talk about Micaiah about this kind of stuff with Micaiah because I know Micaiah is a huge movie dude.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure I remember he loves going to the theater and all
He
this.
does.
I got to find out if he went back and how it's been going. But
I think that
That's
he
a
has
whole
been
other
back
side.
to the theater.
I
yeah.
would assume so because he's Micaiah and he's legit when it comes to his movies.
Yeah.
Respect there.
I'll hit them up again, see about him coming back in.
Yeah, man. Because I want to just talk. Yeah. Anyway, that's a different aside.
Yes.
So it was weird, right? You go up, and you go in like you normally do. Everybody has tickets on their phone and all this stuff now.
Okay.
And you go in, and there's basically nobody there, but there's somebody there to temperature check
Oh, really? Before you go into the theater itself?
as soon as you walk in.
Okay.
Right. And before you get released to the
I
concessions.
haven't been anywhere that I've been temperature checked yet.
It's been weird. Everything is super weird right now. But yeah, you got to wear your mask everywhere inside. Oh yeah, the dogs are gonna bark
Mom's
for a second
home.
because mom's home and she brought.
Carolina's pregnant.
She's bringing a kitty. We're getting a cat. So during the pre-show break after this, between that and the regular show, we're gonna love on the kitty a little bit.
I'm going to put the cat's head in my mouth.
Yeah. Do you mind shutting that door real quick,
Yes.
just so we can drain out some of that noise?
Put the cat's head in my mouth, Colin, just
Oh yeah, you got to do that. I forgot.
print on the cat.
Yeah, I gotta. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna have to do that too. I'll have to like wipe his head off to get any excess saliva that might be on there. Just because of Corona.
Just because of Corona.
Yeah. But anyway, you go in the theater, you gotta wear your mask the whole time.
Yes.
Get some concessions, and we got a medium popcorn and all that stuff. And then, like an asshole, I spill half my popcorn.
Oh, in the theater?
Like right there by the booth, right by where you pick it up.
Did they refill you?
No.
What?
No. And actually, the lady was like, she walked out, and I was still getting my things together. I was trying to find one
Did
of
you
them to get
drop
attention.
all your stuff or just the popcorn?
Just the popcorn. And it tilted because obviously, I go order everything,
Carolina
and then,
sits
and then
down.
she's like, I got to go to the bathroom. I'm like, all right, cool. Well, now I'm just loaded up full of
Got
stuff.
all the things, yeah.
And being the butterfingers I am, spilled some. And then I was like waiting for somebody at concessions to flag him down. Hey, I spilled half my stuff. And this lady had already saw it, I guess, and she comes walking by. Was this you, sir? And I was like,
I hate that shit.
I was like, it was. That's why I'm here. But she was like, it's okay, I got it. Don't worry about it.
yeah.
But yeah, you go in the theater, sit down, and it was a blunt reminder of how terrible the pre-preview stuff is they play at the
Yes.
theaters now. It's so bad. It's like this pre-programmed entertainment thing.
Yeah, so it's
just
not improved
garbage.
since the last
No,
time.
and they have like they have augmented reality games that you don't have time to download the app on your phone before they start going, but if you get it beforehand, you can like look at the screen with your phone and play these little
Oh.
like shoot meteors and stuff game. But then they have this safety brief thing before the movie starts, and it's
Oh.
like, while you're in the theater, please leave your mask on unless eating or drinking. So then it was like, I'm like looking around at other people and seeing what, trying to take the temperature of the room really.
Yeah.
Most people
Yeah.
had either their masks fully off or it was just like pulled down underneath their chin or something like that. And then, but there was like a couple couples there that had them on the whole time. And so I was like, screw this, I'm just pull it down. I got a drink, I got popcorn. Who knows when I'm going to eat it, but I'm going
Right.
to leave me
I don't
alone.
even know what I'm going to eat.
Exactly. And with those nice, big theater chairs and all this stuff now. Like, there was no seats closed off.
Yeah.
But like, there's enough room there that like you ain't worried.
Well, and
about
they're only
getting
selling
too close.
so many seats, right?
Yes,
They
and they're all
can't-
reserved ahead of time.
Right.
You got to pick your seats. But we got pretty good seats. It was nice. There was one couple that I saw in direct line of sight that would literally, they had their masks on, and the guy would reach into his popcorn thing and grab a piece of popcorn, lower his mask down, and put it back up.
That's
and just eat his
hilarious.
popcorn. Take a sip of soda, and then put it back on. Younger dude than me, it looked like. It was one of those things. But the movie itself was pretty dope. The animation style, this Demon Slayer stuff is really cool.
Yeah.
The story was good. I watched a bunch of like I don't know what you call them, like summaries of the first season on YouTube beforehand, so I kind of had an idea what's going on. But now that we watched the movie, I'm going back and we're watching the main show during Netflix. And oh my God, the cat's here! We're so excited. I was just telling him how awesome Demon Slayer is.
Oh, Demon Slayer.
So, but yeah, we've been watching them like halfway through the first half of the first season.
Yes.
We're like 5 episodes into it. It's pretty sweet.
Oh my God.
All right, so the cat's name is Tifa.
Yes.
And did you ever play? Oh my God, she's so tiny and
I
cute.
played Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts.
So,
So, you probably
I know
that
who
is.
you're talking about. Yes.
So for the uninitiated, back in the old days, there was a 4-disc RPG game called Final Fantasy VII back on the
Yes.
original PlayStation. Recently been redone on PS4, and it's awesome. But one of the characters'
tiny
names
cat.
is Tifa. Oh my gosh,
My tiny kitty.
she's so
Must be
cute.
Oh my God.
All right, you're gonna get the close up. OMG, there's Tifa.
My tiny
She's 10
kitty.
weeks.
Who's your buddy? 10 weeks old. Okay,
Sorry,
I thought she
ran
was
over
8.
cat before you.
that's all right. Pretty soon we're gonna put her head in our mouth
Yeah.
so that we imprint on her.
I'm not gonna do it on camera. No one needs to
No.
see that.
Hi, cutie.
You did that with Mark.
All right.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
That's how
Millie
you
was
know.
too big. Millie, she was like
little kitty.
2 when we got her, so she was already grown. So
We
she was too
got her?
big. But
Yeah.
but yeah, my mom's cats, all the kittens. Anyone that I come into, Jordan's
Oh my
mom got a
gosh.
cat like 2 years ago for Christmas. There's a couple of pictures of me absolutely shithoused holding this cat just walking around her house. Yeah, and it like fell asleep, so his face is just like in between. It was so funny.
Aw.
Yeah,
She's so cute and
Good
adorable.
Lord.
She was throwing all her
You're
weight here.
adorable.
Isn't she?
She,
I'm so
I love
excited.
the spots, bro. Look at all the spots.
Yeah.
But
So what kind of cat is she, sweetheart?
she's a tabby.
She's a tabby, a gray
Yeah.
tabby.
Just a great tabby.
Because if it was a boy tabby, it'd probably be orange.
No,
No.
they're
Only-
Actually, her brother was discolored too.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Joey.
she's so cute. What is the story behind the origin of this kitty cat? She was a found
Yeah,
cat,
she
right?
was a found cat over by
sweetheart.
Bainbridge Island Fire Department.
By the fire department.
Uh-huh.
Oh, so sweetheart.
So someone found this carrier that was like held with like scotch tape together.
Ah.
Yeah.
I hate
so
people so much.
It was on the side of the road.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it, like why you wouldn't just leave it in front of a veterinary clinic, you know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like even if it's not their like they're not required to do it, they're likely going to take care of the animals because they're a
Yeah.
fucking veterinary clinic. Like why would you
Exactly.
not just leave it there?
Sweetheart.
I just I don't get
She's already
I don't
like
get
on
that,
top of the
bro.
dogs going, what is that noise?
But yeah, we got them on Monday night. We are legally supposed to hold off for 72 hours
Mm-hmm.
until we are able to actually
Game
put
time,
them
huh?
over the pause or have them be adopted by one of us.
God, you're cute.
And yeah,
Your
it
tiny
was adoption
feet.
for free.
Look at your tiny feet.
I know,
She
she's
was
so
making
cute.
pancakes on me when she was
Making
I
pancakes.
call it making pancakes.
I love it.
Yeah.
Making pancakes, making biscuits.
Biscuits, yeah, I
She's
read
a
that.
bitch.
I am
Just gonna
irrationally
just be
excited about
sleeping
having
on
a
this.
cat.
It's good, bro. If you get the right can, they're cool.
Yeah. Oh,
Our cats
so
are
we
pretty
go.
cool. We started letting Mark and Millie outside to just do their own thing now. We had the
Yeah.
cat cage for a long time, and
Yeah.
it's still there, but we had to take the lid off to like weed it out, and I never redid it. And so he got out, and then we just started letting him out, you know, and he'll come home like in the morning, like he leaves halfway through the day, and then like when I get up in the morning, he's standing at the door, so I'll let him back in. What's up, G? So he's been way better behaved since we've let him be free outside to just do his own thing. Yeah, no, he doesn't even.
I'm just doing what I do. All right.
Mm.
She's going to have to. Well, we have our first
love
offie
it.
show cat.
I love it.
Oh, man.
I'm obsessed.
So I'm just going to go. I'm going to come clean here because this is like 6 months overdue.
Yeah.
Because I promised Carolina, as soon as we bought a house, she could get a cat. And it's been 6 months or so. And now we finally have the kitty. And she's so cute. Oh, my gosh.
You can spend
As-
all the time
time.
you want here.
As long as we don't jump on the keyboard right now.
She's
Got to
like,
keep
"We'll
the stream
see."
live. It's like, I'm going to go this. She is so
Like, I'm
precocious.
gonna eat all these cords up here.
Absolutely.
That's
Good.
nice.
Yeah.
Let's
She
keep
gets
it that
rest
way.
on these things.
Oh, on the.
She could care less about cords.
She's like, I'm just gonna sneak my way
Oh.
over there.
So in other words, I'm going to have a great night tonight.
Oh yeah.
Be playing with my kitty.
There was, Jordan will tell you, Mark was the first cat that we ever had.
Mm-hmm.
The first cat she ever had. I grew up with cats my whole life. So when we got Mark, I was like, he's gonna be a dick. Like he's a kitten, so he's gonna be a dick like for probably a year. He's
Yeah.
just gonna do shit that you don't like. There's nothing that you can do about it. There's no deterring a determined cat. You
No.
know? Yeah. And there were genuine times where she thought about getting rid of him. She's like, I can't do it anymore. And I'm
Kill this little
like
thing.
this, like you have to put up with this. This is part of him being a kitten. So it sucks, but it's pretty cool.
It's like puppies
seems
too, you
chill.
know. It's like they're all psychopaths,
Yeah.
and you know they push your limits and all that when you're that young.
No, she seems chill.
Yeah.
She's just curious.
I'm so jazzed.
Curious like a cat.
Yeah.
Super docile.
Yeah.
Super docile.
Word.
I like that.
She's
I
gonna
want
be
it-
there at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
smacking shit over.
Exactly. Gonna have to shut the doors up in here, bro.
It happens, bro.
Oh, yeah. I'm like I've been noticing that none of my dogs like to hang out on the couch with me at night when I'm watching one of my John Wayne movies.
Yes.
They all have their perspective little beds they hang out in. Every now and again, like, the white dog Yodi, who was on the last episode, I believe.
Yes.
He'll come up and hang out with me for like 5-10 minutes sometimes, but then just gets tired of me and moves
Pieces
on.
out.
So I was like, man, I bet you if we had a cat, it would be all over this. Just
Yes.
nothing but warm lap and movie time.
It's possible, yeah. Penny will chill for a minute, and then she'll just go lay on the carpet, just splay out, just, on her side, just as wide as you can.
Especially now that it's starting to get warmer out.
Yes.
Go
She doesn't
over
wanna
there
hang out. Yeah, she's
on
too hot.
the cold floor and oh yeah.
She'll sit outside of our door and have just kind of like the front half of her body in the sun. Just sit there and just look into the sun with her eyes closed. And she'll just sit there. It is so funny, bro.
That's
Sits
awesome.
there until she gets too hot, and then she'll come inside, hang out for a little bit, go
Yeah.
back outside, do the same thing, just stare into the sun. It's,
That's awesome.
it's
I love
so
it.
funny, dude. Yes.
That's great.
Just chills. Yeah. No, she's funny.
That's good. All right.
Introduce her
To the
others.
Oh,
All right,
good luck.
good luck,
Godspeed. All right, so we talked about movies.
Yeah. Johnson & Johnson vaccine is back on.
Back
We
on.
should announce that. Also, the CDC says if you're fully vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask outside anymore.
But everybody still
So-
does.
Yes.
Yeah, I have the graphic actually for that pulled up in my
Yeah.
regular show notes. So I'll pull
on
that up
on
real
that
quick.
note, I told you, like yesterday, I think, or fucking Wednesday, went to the Mexican restaurant, and it was
Sneak
that.
preview.
It was the same day, Wednesday. Jordan took Dax, got some sliced donuts, sitting down at the waterfront, eating some donuts, hanging out. So Dax was walking around, and he walks up to a guy who was bicycling, and then he sits down at a table. So Dax walks over to him. Jordan tells him on the way there, "Hey, make sure you're giving everybody their personal space. You know, like we're like whatever." Walks up, and the guy's like, "Hey, where's your mask, buddy? Like, shouldn't you be wearing a mask? They're outside because it's down by the waterfront. They're outside, right? Shouldn't you be wearing a mask?" This guy is not wearing a mask, by the way. And he's like, "Oh, like I'll put my mask on because you know, like we're in close enough proximity now, and blah blah blah." And yeah, go fuck yourself. Why are
Dude.
you telling other people's children that they should be wearing masks?
Can I just say, you are so much more relaxed about this after our initial conversation. The first
That's
time this
because
happened.
that's
very healthy.
that shit pissed. Yes, so that
Yes.
happened, and she's telling me that, and I was telling her, I was like, it is a good goddamn thing that it was you, because there's no way that I wouldn't have been able to say it's up your ass and you should go fuck yourself. Like,
Yes.
it is none of your goddamn business. I'll come over and cough on your fucking face if you don't
Ooh.
shut the fuck up. And I think that's terrible that people make other people uncomfortable because of the way that they feel about the virus. It's none of your goddamn business.
Yup.
Mind your fucking business. After that, the
Amen.
same day, Dax and I go to the Mexican restaurant. So we're sitting in the Mexican restaurant, Casa Mexico. Shout out Carlos. Great food there. Great restaurant.
I'm so excited to go to that new spot.
It's a fantastic place. The next spot over, right? Like the next booth over, some people walk in while we're waiting for our check. A young girl and a dude that she's with sits down. They obviously knew Carlos because they're talking like they're friends. Towards the end of the conversation, the interaction, she's like, "So did you get it yet?" And he's like, "Get what?" She's just, "The vaccine. Did you go and get the vaccine?" And he's like, "No." Like, "No, I didn't go get it." She's like, "Well, why not? There's like tons of openings. Like you could go, like you could make it. You could make an appointment right now." And I couldn't hear what he said, like in his response, but it was definitely like, I don't want to. I could like
I'm good.
Judging by the body language was like, I'm not interested in that. Like I just don't. And
he seems like a cool character too. I'm just gonna play
Carlos
this
is
cool.
very chill. So then Jordan asked me to date. We're going to fucking Costco, and she's like, "Can I ask you something because I know that you'll give me like an objective answer about this." She's like, I'm just seeing lots of more conversation on social media. So hers are mostly people that we know and things like that. But anyway, people talking about like needing vaccines to go places. To do certain things. And I was like, 100%.
Places
I was like, 100%. I said, that is absolutely happening.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no doubt about it. So, and it's horrible. I said, and it's horrible, right? Yeah, I was like, schools are starting to do it. Like, it's starting to happen all over the place. And so people are starting to lose their jobs. Like, that's a thing. I believe I actually wrote something down about that. People are starting to lose their jobs now because they don't want to get vaccinated. There are companies that are starting to ask people saying that they need to have the vaccine before they come back to work. And Here's was on the 26th. So it was on What's News. Businesses now beginning to require vaccines to get or keep jobs. There have been suspensions and terminations because people have chosen or refused to get vaccines to keep the jobs that they already had. So
unbelievable.
we talked maybe like a year and a half ago about vaccine mandates, right? And I think that, as many things, on a deep personal note, my opinion on it has changed. That you shouldn't be compelling people to get vaccines or like to do what they're doing.
Shouldn't compel people to do anything.
I think as far as the vaccines, especially like people's children to go to school, things are going to require them to. You have to go to school, but
that makes sense.
You also have to do these things. Like, I don't think that it's right to be compelling people to do things like this. As far as those vaccines go, the MMR, all of that bullshit, I think that it's the right thing to do for you to do that for herd immunity, because we have so many years and such a long history of it being generally very, very safe in the vast majority of cases. And it will prevent you from getting fucking polio, measles, mumps, rubella, all this shit. Like, it will definitely stop you from getting it. And you have a 99% chance of not getting fucked up from it. I think it's the right thing to do. You should do it. I don't think it's right that government mandates people to do it. That's kind of a different conversation. As far as the COVID vaccine, we might get pulled off of YouTube. Who fucking knows? We got like 2 listeners, so we might be small enough that we don't. But I also don't think that it should be wrong to be concerned about the potential long-term effects especially if you're like a young, healthy person who's likely to live a long time.
Okay, Joe Rogan.
You're more likely, and that's part of what we talked about. I was like, I think it's weird that he caught so much shit, because the same deal. Like, I'm 26 years old. I live a generally pretty healthy lifestyle.
Oh yeah.
What
are you drinking on now? Kale shake.
The likelihood that I
look at that.
That I am to experience, and I'm not a doctor, right? So let me just start right there. I'm not a doctor. I don't know. But the likelihood that I would get seriously fucked up from it is low. And so I feel like, personally, I have a duty to myself to consider and weigh more heavily the potential long-term effects. Do I think there's a high likelihood that something bad is going to happen in the future? No, I don't. I think it's generally a pretty safe bet that everyone's going to be fine. But if 10 years from now, I get some type of fucked up cancer and Jordan gets it and Dax gets it and everybody who got the vaccines gets it, I'm going to feel like a real fucking asshole that I didn't wait and see, right? Again, do I think that's likely to happen? No, I don't. I don't at all think that that's likely to happen. It also concerns me that if that does happen, there is zero financial liability on anybody's hands. The fact that I was forced to get this vaccine for me to do the things that I want, and then this happened years later. And because so many people have it, you can't even financially compensate all the people. They're all going to get $10 because the amount of money that anyone's going to be able to pay is going to be infinitesimal. So,
now we've talked about that when the anti-vaxxer conversations. You
Yes.
know, those old episodes back then, we talked about all this, where like cases of like measles
Yes.
were coming back, or
And I'll
polio
link to
and all
that
this
right
stuff.
now, so you guys, sorry, not to interrupt you, but so
Word.
you guys can go back and you can weigh it and you can listen to what I said then. And I'm willing to, unlike many mainstream media companies, I'm more than willing to say that's what I said at that time. I was like, fuck you. You don't get to tell them, like, you don't get to decide for other people. They get to get sick. Like, you don't get to make other people sick. I was all for it. I was like, fuck you. Get your kids vaccinated. It's the right thing to do. I now, again, at a very deep level, feel like it's wrong for the government to be doing that. I also think, on a personal level, it's the right thing for you to do. And you should be fucking getting vaccinated. If you don't, you're an asshole. But that's a personal thing. And that's none of my business. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
None
like,
of my business.
I think you're an asshole, but it's not up to me to decide what you
Yep.
do for yourself.
This actually
So-
speaks to something I will pontificate on further
Yeah.
when
So
when I hit my hill to die on tonight on the
Vaccine
way out.
episodes.
I have a hill that I have developed over the last few hours.
Word. Well, this is my hill to die on right now. I didn't mean for it to be, but that's what it is right now. So we'll get to you.
It works.
Didn't mean it. It's
very
It's none
natural.
of your fucking business. Like, it's nobody's business. And I don't know when it became so natural to be asking other people their fucking medical information.
Yep.
That's really weird. That's
That is
really, really weird.
That's a societal line that I am highly uncomfortable that
Yes.
nobody had a problem crossing.
Like,
and
hey,
that,
have you had chlamydia before?
Exa-
Like,
No.
why should I
No, I
tell you
haven't.
that? I don't like, why should I, you know what I'm saying? I think that's really weird that some girl who happens to know Carlos because he owns a fucking restaurant that she likes to go to feels so comfortable asking him and them telling him that he should go and get the vaccine when she doesn't even know what's going to happen 20 years from now.
Yep.
Because you're fucking like 9 years old. And I'm only like 12 compared to her. But it's still, I learned a lot of shit between when I was 9 and when I was 12. So
How old
I
are
just-
you, Donovan?
I'm 26.
You are a very old 26-year-old though.
So I just don't.
That's what happens when you have a family at the young age, like people used to. You mature much quicker than people like me who are like over 30 and don't have kids.
Yeah.
You're way more mature than I am.
So it's I don't know about that, but yeah. So I just found that so weird that people are so comfortable, and it's been over a year since Corona. I have not had a single interaction like that. I've seen the one,
Yeah.
and then now Jordan had the one, but I've not personally, and I think it's because of the way that I look. Like, I don't look like I should be approached and be told what to do.
No.
I generally
You don't wanna
my
run into
eyebrows
you
are
during
put
the-
together a little bit. Like,
Exactly.
so it's because I'm generally thinking about something, so I'm focused. Even if I'm walking by myself, I can
Yeah.
see why someone wouldn't want to be like, "Hey, you should put your mask on." For
Yeah.
me to turn around and say, "Hey, eat a fucking dick." So I can see how it wouldn't be a positive interaction or something that someone would
Yeah.
seek out.
Not even a little bit. If I saw you walking down a dark alley, I'd turn around and go the other way.
Yeah, but for people to be, especially like Jordan who's there with Dax, like for you to be telling a mother what she should do with her child is very bold, sir.
Yes.
Very fucking bold. Even if you have children yourself, I'm not going to tell a woman who's alone, "Hey, you should do this with your kids." No, and I'm not even going to like try and come up with a situation of like, well, maybe if this was happening, if they're being real dicks. No, because my kid's an asshole all the time. So if a woman is there and her 2 kids are being dicks, I'm probably not going to say shit. I'm going to say, "Hey, can I help you?" And that's about the last goddamn thing. If she says no, I'm going to fuck off. So it's crazy to me
love
that
it.
people are so bold, so comfortable with it, you know, like
It's terrifying.
it's so weird.
It's terrible. Because what's next? This is all going to lead to something. It's not like it's
Yeah.
just going to go away overnight.
It's very concerning.
Well, I'm glad you started out nice and calm, and we built up that passion real quick.
Yeah.
that just, yeah. I remember when you told me that, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?
Yes.
Who does that? You
Carlos is
Carlos
at
is
least
dope.
twice as old as this girl who asked him this. Like at
Yeah.
least twice as old as this
Yep.
girl. So I also think that's crazy that she is like he's so much older than her and she's telling him what he should do.
Yep.
You don't think he owns a fucking business? He owns a business and employs several people.
Yep.
You don't think that he's competent enough to make his own mind up about what's best for him and his family and
Exactly.
everyone around him? You don't think that? You don't think he knows? He just kept a business alive during fucking Corona
man.
in Keyport
In a
where there's like
restaurant.
90 people who live there.
Yep.
I think I trust Carlos to make up his own mind about what he should do with himself.
Yep.
That's crazy. I would be offended if I was him.
Oh yeah.
Fuck you! Get out of my restaurant! Get the fuck out of here!
I'd be
No
pissed.
vaccines allowed, bitch. Get out!
Yeah, you're talking to a proprietor of their own business, and you're telling them what to
Yes.
do. That's
And
not okay.
And she was white. and she was white.
And talking to a person of color.
Telling Carlos, yeah.
Racist.
Yeah.
You want to talk about
Motherfuckers.
white privilege.
Motherfuckers. Yeah,
Oh.
I just think that's crazy that I don't know that anybody thinks it's anybody else's business, you know?
Yeah.
What if I can't? What if I can't get it? What if my daughter is one of the people that just died from the Johnson & Johnson vaccine because of the blood clots and shit? Fuck you. You don't know.
Yep.
You have no idea.
Or what if your
Just
kid is immunocompromised and
Right.
and is not supposed to be having the vaccine?
Just mind your goddamn business.
So disgusting. I've seen a few conversations, like replies and stuff on Twitter lately, kind of related to people that we know,
Yeah.
you know, talking about that same thing, and I'm like, yes, that message needs to spread. It needs to be societally unacceptable to ask about somebody's medical history.
Yes.
None of your business. If you think this corona thing is going away, you are joking. You are kidding yourself, because
Yeah.
it's going to be here now, it's going to be here next year, and it's going to be here the year after. This is going to be it's not going to go away. This is a new thing that we are going to live with, an added risk assessment that everybody's going to have to take, just like they take a million different risk assessments every single day. And we don't question them about whether it was a smart idea to drive to work in their car that day, which is, you have a great chance of dying on your way to work every single day.
I carry a gun every day. I got a chance to shoot myself all the time. Every day when I put in my nose, there's a whatever chance that I'm going to accidentally shoot myself in the tick. Like, that might happen. It might.
It might.
I still do it.
It's not out of the realm of possibility.
I've had people close friends of mine that are like, "Are you sure you want to carry appendix? Like, are you sure that you want to do that? You're not concerned about, like, no, it's fine.
It's
I know
fine.
it'll be
It's
fine.
not gonna go off.
I think that it will be
It's very
okay.
safe.
I know if I don't touch it, if you don't touch it, if no one touches it, it's not gonna go off. It'll be fine.
Don't
Like,
touch
it's
it.
not-
Don't look at it. Don't
No
even
one
think
touch it.
about
Don't even talk about it. It'll be fine. Yeah, it's an odd deal, and I told Jordan I found it just as concerning as somebody who's on the internet, that it's like the conversation we're having right now can't be had on a larger platform on YouTube or a larger channel on YouTube.
Yep.
You know, you're liable to get taken off. It's only because we are this small that we can have this conversation
Exactly.
that should be
The cover of
completely acceptable. People like us, someone who's already had COVID, right, and somebody who hasn't had COVID, who's young, it should be totally reasonable for us to have a conversation, an honest, open conversation about the bonuses, the pros, the cons, the concerns.
Yep.
So Jordan said, and I think this is a great idea, that we should do a small episode of something, me, you, Jordan, Carolina, Jake, and Morgan, all to sit down and just talk about the vaccine and getting it, the pros, the cons. Jake and Morgan have already got it.
Yep.
Carolina has already got it. You've already had COVID. Jordan and I have not gotten it. Probably are not going to get it until someone's holding us down, fucking put it into our arm.
Right.
We have a kid, so there are many different angles for people to be coming at, for this small group to be coming at it, that I think would be a valuable conversation for people to hear.
100%.
And it could be done in studio like this or wherever, you know. So even the two old mics that we had could totally catch all six of us at a table, and we would be just fine. So
1,000% the technical capability to throw that thing together with some duct tape and chewing gum.
So I think that might be something to consider. If there's
that'd be
interest
fun.
in that, anybody watching now, if anybody has any interest in that, definitely let us know. But I think that that's something that would be worth doing.
I'm playing around with the idea of getting it when we get closer to fall, because I have a feeling that just like the other respiratory viruses that always make a resurgence during the fall and wintertime, it's gonna pop back up like it does. I'm hoping that we won't be under the same crisis mindset and shut the whole the country down again, and we'll just
that would be nice.
power through it and do the whole thing. But just because having it before and going through it once, I'm not trying to do that again.
Right.
And if it comes down to point where like it's starting to make a serious resurgence, people that have already gotten it once before are getting it again.
Yeah.
Yo, shoot me up, because I don't want to go through that again.
Yeah.
No thanks. That was terrible. Losing everything about it, man. The utter pain of getting it the way I did, where I just had the massive body aches. Felt like I got hit by a truck.
Yeah.
You couldn't lay down, you couldn't sit up, you just couldn't do anything without just excruciating pain, right? And then the fallout with the loss of the smell and taste. I mean, that lasted for 2 weeks, man. I wouldn't want anybody to go through that. That is a miserable existence when you miss the simple pleasures of taste. Something like this peach fizz here. Like, you could drink it. I mean, there's still areas on my tongue now where I don't have taste.
Yeah.
It's just going to be, I think that's just the way it's going to be. I get like 90% of things nowadays, which is good, but like all you get is the sensation of the fizziness.
The bubbles.
Like that's
the slight carbonation.
Drinking, like trying to drink coffee, and like I was drinking a lot of hot cocoa and stuff because we had this really sweet hot cocoa mix, and it just was so depressing that you couldn't like get that comforting taste. You know, food, screw trying to eat. You're always hungry because you never get satisfied. Like, I don't want any part of that again. So I'm considering it when we're going to see what the landscape looks like during the fall, but we'll see.
I also want to clarify for everybody, we're not an anti-vaccine podcast. I don't have any problems. I don't judge anybody who chooses to get the vaccine because for them, they're not as concerned about the long-term risks. I understand there's also apparently potentially long-term effects from having COVID-19, like taking
COVID,
years.
bro.
So I'm not judging anybody. I'm not telling anybody what they should do. I would never tell anybody what they should do.
Man, I'll do what they think is best, right?
I am just trying to lay out my concerns and what I think are reasonable concerns that should be able to be discussed,
Yep.
And that's not for you, like just for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
I know that you know where I'm at, but just also for YouTube and for everybody. Like, I'm not telling anybody that they shouldn't be doing it. I don't think that you're wrong to get it. Because of how deep I am into politics and government and past government, I have a serious distrust of the government, and just growing up seeing fucking, did your vaginal mesh actually let your bladder fall out? Like, things like that, like, I don't ever think...
vaginal mesh infomercials.
I don't ever think that Pfizer, Moderna, any of these companies are doing something, putting out a medical technology that they know will fail.
Yep.
I think, okay, we've seen it
Purdue
happen,
Pharma.
but I think the likelihood that the commonality of that happening is very low. Very, very low. So,
especially something with like a vaccine versus like a prescription, a new
yes.
prescription drug.
Yes, but all of these things combined, and just how crazy the world is right now, I'm at a hedge my bets type scenario on most things. That's why 100%. I bought fucking Hescos. That's why I bought an AR-15. That's why I bought green tip ammunition. That's why I bought a lot of the shit that I have now.
That's why I bought more Bitcoin.
That's why I have fucking cryptocurrency. Like, that's because I'm hedging my bets to make sure that shit is good. Just to make sure that I have at least a little bit of something covered if shit goes off. And that's where I'm at now. I'm just hedging my bets. I don't know. If it does give people cancer and 300 million people in the country got it, and they all have cancer now, I would rather be one of those 30 million that doesn't have cancer.
It's okay.
Because I was a fucking wackadoo, and people were like, you're a fucking asshole, and you're killing my grandma, blah, blah. That's fine. I'll eat that. I'll let you say that as much as you want.
It's okay, because according to President Biden now, we can cure cancer.
We just need to do it. I think that's really weird that people keep saying that. They're like, it's within our grasp. We can do it. Then why are we not doing it? Like, and that's... maybe that's too simplistic. I'm not a doctor. It's obviously not an easy thing. But if every president, the last 5 presidents have been like, we can do it.
We can do it.
Why is no one doing it then? Like, why is it not done?
Exactly.
What have you done for me lately? It's so weird. It's weird to keep saying, we're going to do it. We're going to cure cancer. Why not? It's just as effective to say, we are going to do our fucking damnedest. We are going to put every cent feasible into cancer research to make sure that we do everything that we can to try and cure cancer. Instead of saying, we're definitely going to do it because I know that we have technology because I saw it. And I had to tell them they couldn't release it yet. So I already know.
Talk to the FDA.
It's weird. I get that it's, it's politics. People are going to say, like, we're going to do this and we're going to do this. But it's, like I said, like 5 presidents now have been like, we're definitely going to cure cancer.
Yep.
So fucking do it. Like, so do it.
So
we
just
do
do
a
it.
vaccine in like 6 days. So why? So do it. Like,
yeah.
You're telling me you don't have even one thing that can kill cancer? Not one thing.
Not one thing.
Not one thing. Not like RSO or something like that. I don't know.
Ooh. Wouldn't that be great?
It's just odd. It's very odd.
You want to cure cancer? Take a shit ton of THC.
Yeah. It gets you really fucked up. Just like 2 Benadryl and a fucking Sudafed, apparently.
For old men only.
Good God. Good God. Yeah. So
this is going to be a great show.
Yeah.
We are tuned up. I'm feeling good.
How long have we been going right now? What's the
About
Perfect.
closing in on an hour.
Perfect,
I think
'cause
we
I
did
have
about 10 minutes
a
of the
great
waiting.
topic for us to open the show with?
Oh,
that is going
money.
to piggyback right off all these things, the potential control, the vaccine mandates, everything, and it relates to, the Joe Rogan episode that we referred to earlier with Dave Smith.
Dave Smith.
So I would recommend everybody to listen to that episode. It was fantastic. Dave
Oh, yeah.
Smith is a comedian. They talked a lot about foreign policy and things like that. It was very informative.
I was very surprisingly
he
plugged
was
in. The dude was,
slaying,
I was
yeah.
like, bro, where have you been all my life?
He was slaying. So I'm gonna have to tap in his podcast.
Me too.
His podcast apparently. So definitely, I would recommend that. So we are gonna talk about that. Some things that he brought up that definitely got my mind going this week. Some potential authoritarian things. So we're gonna talk about that. It's gonna be great.
100%.
Just as a quick reminder, this week we are going to be discussing potential court packing, court expansion of the Supreme Court, the current audit that is happening for the 2020 election results in Arizona, potential statehood for Washington, D.C., Puerto Rico, and everywhere else, and then the joint congressional address by Joe Biden that happened on Wednesday.
Let's not kid ourselves here. This was his State of the Union address.
That's
what
right?
that was.
Yeah.
100%. But no one's calling it that because he would be the latest. It would be like the latest State of the Union in history or something.
Usually
So they're
happens in
not
February,
calling it
right?
that.
It usually happens in February, very soon.
And to be honest, there is no specific date.
No,
I mean, this is like
it's just when it
it's
happens usually.
become a norm. But I mean, that's why I was kind of surprised. Like the moment I realized it was a State of the Union was when Tim Scott did the rebuttal afterwards.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, that's what that was now.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about that because it was
The State of the Union that
real
wasn't the
interesting.
State of the Union.
Indeed.
Yeah, I have 2 pages of notes on it, actually.
Fantastic.
This is all
There's no
congressional
shortage
address.
of stuff to talk about.
No.
It
I got
was-
a couple of clips we can pull up, and
Perfect.
some quotes, and
Yes.
it's good. This is kind of where I thrive, is
Yes.
note-taking of these type
100%.
of things. And just so everybody knows, if you're going to listen to this episode and you're like, they're just shitting all over Biden, like, that's fucked up, go back and listen to the 2 episodes that we did, at least 2 episodes, on the State of the Unions that Donald Trump did.
Oh, yeah.
And listen to us tear his ass up over the stupid ass shit that he said in front of everybody, in front of goddamn everybody.
Everybody.
So
Yeah. I think
just before anybody gets a bug up their butt
right.
about fucking, us
I
picking
think
on
we
Joe
talked a
Biden.
lot of shit on Trump during his
Yes.
period. I'm fairly sure we covered that ground.
But people are still like, "What have you done for me lately?" That's just how people are. So if they've
The
only
attention
listened,
span is like 6 hours.
if
at
they
this
just
point.
started and they just go back like 10 episodes, we're like, "They're still shitting on Biden." So go back like 2 years, listen to some of those episodes because I
Yeah.
can tell you it wasn't pretty. So
It was not. It was
No.
gruesome.
yeah. So with that, I want to remind everybody who's been watching us, the pre-show on our YouTube, Salt of the Streets. Thank you very much. We also have our Instagram at Salt of the Streets. We have our Facebook, fuck Facebook at Salt of the Streets. We also have our personal social media. I am at Salt of the Street on Twitter and at alpaca_Donovan on Instagram. Colin as at Big Bird Offie on both of those things. You can find all of this information on our website, saltofthestreets.com. If you are in the Kitsap area, go and get your haircut by Paul at swellblended.com. If you skate, go down to Location Skate Shop. These are not ads. We've not been paid by any of these people, but I am in
Just
support
boosting
of
the
them.
community,
I
man.
didn't even ask Colin. I just decided that we were going to do this.
Hard, yeah.
So
And I got to say, I forgot to say it at the top of the show. I'll put it in the last one, but I wanted to shout out my boy Dakota,
yes.
who just got deployed over to the Great Middle East. So good luck,
Weird.
Godspeed to him. He's a young gun, and he is super excited about it. Apparently, he spent the last few months in Texas, and he was chomping out the bit to get out
right.
of Texas, apparently. So shout out, Dakota. Good luck, buddy. Be safe.
Get out there, killer. Well, that's probably not the right thing to say.
You're right.
Get out there, buddy. So, shit. What a way to end the pre-show. With that, everybody have a fantastic day. We'll be back in just a few minutes to start the full show. Thank you again. If you are listening to this on the podcast form later, leave us a 5-star review. Sorry, I know we were just about to end. Leave us a 5-star review, rating and review. Let everyone know about it. If you send me a screenshot of the review, give you like a free t-shirt, $5 off, or whatever it says in the whatever it says. Well, that's
$5
what I'll
off
do.
T-shirt for the screenshot.
That's what I'll do. Oh,
New sweatshirt.
right here so people can see it.
Oh my God, I'm so
I have a
jazzed.
debut of a new design
Oh, bro.
here.
That
Needs
is
to be a
sexy.
little farther over, but this is a pretty good.
Heck
So,
yeah.
Oh, it's got some baby stuff on it.
You got some
so
baby
that's
stuff. It just shows you're a working
Nice.
dad.
Life of a child, of
Look
a
at
father.
that.
So that's nice. It's great.
Custom merch, handcrafted. in America by Americans.
Won't have any stains on it.
Literally, we're the ones that do it. It's pretty
Yes.
dope.
Yeah. Colin prints all the stuff. I slap all the shit on there.
I got the
sweet.
easy part. I just hit click print.
Last time I was at work, I had like 3 presses going, bro. I was sending
Oh, I'm
t-shirts out, and I
sure.
was like, "Plick-it," run into the next one because only like 30 seconds. Plick-it, run into the next one. And one of them you got to stand there and hold for like 5 seconds and then
Oh,
it'll
yeah.
stay.
Yep.
And then dip.
I
Yeah,
know that one. I know that one.
exactly. Yeah.
Word.
Send them all.
All right, guys.
Hit us up. Let us know what you need. We'll be back in a few minutes. Thank
Catch
you.
you on the flip side. That's right. I always forget it.